Do you want to stand or are you free for?
No, stand me up. Sounds good. Awesome.
There you go.
Hello, 1, 2, good. That was my showing off bio. Good evening, ladies and gents. Hello. Lovely to be here in Newcastle for Jibber Jabber this evening. Yeah, I am a geek. I know, shock around the room, I can see it. I'm also a poet, and these two factors kind of make me feel a bit like the odd one out at times. And this is a poem about that. It's about being the odd one out. It's about feeling like you don't quite fit in, which I think is something we all feel at times. It's also a poem about this little fella here. I know there are a couple of geeks in the room, don't worry, my brothers and sisters, I've identified you. Does anybody know who this little fella is? Anybody?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man ghost, very good. Specifically the orange ghost from Pac-Man. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So you're my favourite audience member, well done. We're playing a game show tonight, ladies. That's your favourite audience member. Okay, it's a poem about this little fella. Orange ghost from Pac-Man, it goes like this. There are 4 ghosts in Pac-Man, a red one, a pink one, a blue one, and an orange one. I have a lot of sympathy for the orange ghost in Pac-Man. Their names in Japanese are Akeibai, Pink Guy, Ayasuke, and Gazuta. Translated, that means red guy, pink guy, blue guy, and slow guy. Slow guy, slow orange ghost. Their characteristics in Japanese are Oikake, Mashibushi, Kimagure, and Otoboke. Translated, that means chaser, ambusher, fickle, and stupid! Stupid, slow, orange ghost. Other names they've been given are urchin, romp, stylist, and crybaby. Crybaby, stupid, slow, crybaby, orange ghost. In America, they're called Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. Clyde, stupid, slow, crybaby, orange ghost who's not allowed to fit in with the other ghosts with a name that rhymes. Because you're rubbish, orange ghost! You were never good enough for your father, were you? You always failed to get A grades in school and you never learned to play guitar like you said you would. You were the odd one out in your family, mainly because you're orange. And now you're stuck in a dead-end job, pursuing a string of loveless relationships and paying for a mortgage on a house that you don't even like. But don't be blue, because you can't be blue. Orange ghost. For one day you will show them, orange ghost. You will break out of your shell like a little orange duckling. You will grow into a beautiful orange swan. Stretch your hopes as far as your wingspan and reach for the skies. Achieve flight on an airstream made of more than inert gas, an airstream made of fulfilled ambition and your own power. But if you don't, orange ghost, then I will always be there for you. And that's a pact, man. Thank you. Right, so all those names for the ghost in Pac-Man are true. It's true that the orange ghost, Clyde, is kind of the odd one out of all the ghosts. The red ghost tries to chase Pac-Man down quite directly. The pink and the blue ghosts block Pac-Man off in some way. But Clyde, the orange ghost, he's actually programmed to run away from Pac-Man if he gets too near. So he's programmed like that. He can't help being the odd one out. He can't help being this kind of idiot enemy of Pac-Man. The guy who created Pac-Man in the 80s, Toru Iwatani, now he claimed that it was an example of emergent behaviour, early signs of artificial intelligence, that the code had evolved and that the way Clyde behaved wasn't programmed by him. Which is just like fascinating. There's also a massive lie. Simply the way that Clyde is coded. He's coded to run away from Pac-Man. Now I wonder if Toru came up with this excuse really to basically cover the fact that he didn't really test the software enough. Technology, science, any kind of art needs testing actually. You know, we need to put stuff out there and kind of get feedback about it before it gets good. And that's true of poetry. So are there any software developers in the house? Yeah. Done one gig and like 3 people went, yeah! And I was like, yes! So basically there's a stage of software development where people start to use the software, whether that's a video game, any kind of software. It's called open beta. So people start to use it, give feedback to the developers. And this poem is actually in open beta, because this poem isn't done yet, but I thought it might be useful to test it out, put it in front of some people, get some feedback about what's working, what's not working, that sort of thing. You know, what people might want to see in future versions of this poem. Do you like the floral imagery? Let us know. Thank you. Warning, this is not a review copy of the poem, this is very much a work in progress. We hope to release a final version soon, but even that will be subject to patches and updates. It's impossible to account for every little detail in a poem like this. In any poem, I suppose, for that matter. Do you like the commas in that last line? Let us know. Sorry for any bugs and errors you may encounter in this poem, but that's the nature of gelatinous warehouse poem. Is the narrative strong enough? Let us know. Thanks for your feedback from the alpha test. A list of things changed since then. Removed references to Frank O'Hara, fixed infinite recursion at the start, changed comments to feedback, AI logarithms fixed as AI became self-aware over time, added verbs. Zombies no longer walk through walls, patched holes in metaphors. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX if they enhance your experience of the poem, or are critically praised as aesthetically beautiful. Enjoy the glitches while they last. They may ultimately be more interesting than the final poem. This line is in capitals and I don't know how to fix it yet! Did we develop the central character fully? Let us know. Your read-through of the poem is important to us. It saves us having to find any problems within ourselves. Do send us an email with any issues on this poem and any thoughts that you may have. Let us know. Save your progress through this poem regularly. In this version, crashes are common, so don't worry if it suddenly... Let's do a proper poem. This is a poem for somebody in the room. As you can tell, I like writing about technology, sciencey type things. I have a favourite kind of technology. It's kind of pointless technology. Does anybody know what a Rube Goldberg machine is?
Yes.
Yes, sir! You also know who all the Pac-Man... You are so winning, my favourite audience member tonight. Could you give us a quick definition of a Rube Goldberg machine?
Yeah, I think it's an overly complex machine that does something pointless.
Round of applause for this gentleman here. That's spot on. So yeah, a Rube Goldberg machine. It does a very simple task in a very complicated way. Poetry. Right? Often saying something very simple in a very complicated way. It's actually for somebody in the room. I'm assuming this is your girlfriend rather than you're just being super friendly. It has to be for a redhead, and you happen to be that, and you did the awesome Doctor Who, Neil Gaiman, Amanda Palmer's fanfic mashup thing. It was awesome. I want to do this poem for you. It's cool, dude. It's alright, honestly. What's your name?
Alex.
Alex, cool, Alex. You'll see why it's for you. It has to be for you. So it's a Rube Goldberg poem. Copper elements conduct an electric symphony. Dark undertones swelling to a chromatic cadence, a shock of auburn strings and burnished strands. Textured chords flowing over obscured ears. The arrangement of your autumnal locks refracts the late summer sunlight. An amber glow frames your face. Alex, your hair looks nice today. Poetry. Saying very simple things, very complicated ways. It's about 4000 BC. Thanks, Alex. Cheers. So since I've done one poem for Alex, I guess I should do a poem for somebody else. Don't worry, everybody else. This is for a fictional character. The traditional form of a poem for somebody is the limerick. The limerick goes like this. There once was a man from Land's End whose limerick just wouldn't end. It broke out of its structure, its rhyme scheme got ruptured, its constraint was punctured, its workings uncovered. And the man from Land's End will now suffer, because the limerick on which he depends has completely gone off the deep end. This poem for him I've not penned, and I don't know which way it will wend. See, the man from Land's End is an outcast, who's somehow got mixed up in my craft. Found his way to my rhyme, thought he was sublime, and the question is now who will outlast the other creator or character. Because even though it's supposed to be his own, the man from Land's End does not fit into this poem. The man from Land's End is a bluffer, a double meaning who went undercover. He thought he'd be one thing, a meaningful something, but he's ended up as another. And this isn't simple like rhyming, though there is the meter and timing. No, this is something much tougher. The man from Land's End wants to be a symbol, a figure from which I can kindle some embers of dreaming, some fire of gleaming to reach the white heat of meaning together, little by little. But I just want a poem about how he ticks, constrained by the form set by limericks, something quite charming, a little disarming to show off a few verbal tricks. But the man from Land's End is resourceful, won't be coerced to my needs if I'm forceful, so though it may make me remorseful and destroy the core on which this limerick depends, I might have to kill the man from Land's End, throw him into a metaphor, say he is something else altogether, because it may be better for this poem if he's in the ether, so yeah. You know what? The man from Land's End is a symbol. He's not a character anymore. I've written him out of existence because that's the price you pay for striving to be something greater than the mind of your creator. So there once was a man from Land's End whose limerick just wouldn't end. Well, I mean, it didn't actually get started, did it? Because he wasn't in this poem at all.